Bikini Bottom. I'm a SpongeBob. I don't even know what voice I'm doing right there. I really do not. But SpongeBob has been around for quite a long time now. And with SpongeBob came some pretty cool SpongeBob games. And I'm going to rank my top 5 favorite SpongeBob games. Now, these can include Nicktoon games, SpongeBob games, anything that kind of had SpongeBob in it. So here we go. The first one up is SpongeBob Lights, Camera, Pants. It was released in 2005 on PS2, GameCube, Xbox, Wii, and DS. Basically, a party game. Think Mario Party, but Bikini Bottom energy. The whole premise is, Plankton steals Krabby Patty formula, and Neptune forces everyone to reenact SpongeBob episodes at stages, plays to decide who deserves it. Ridiculous? Absolutely yes. Perfect SpongeBob logic? Also yes. The mini games were absolutely everywhere. It was fun as hell. There were dozens of fast, chaotic mini games, including jellyfish catching, racing, button mashing nonsense, reaction-based challenges, and straight-up dumb fun, but in a good way. Nothing was too serious. You could lose and still laugh. And it was peak SpongeBob humor. This was golden era SpongeBob. Sarcastic Patrick, unhinged Squidward, over-the-top SpongeBob screens, Plankton being a menace. It felt like you were playing episodes, not just watching them. And this game was made for sleepovers, siblings beefing, friends trash-talking on the couch. Up to 4 players, and nobody needed to be good to have fun. That's a rare win right there. Simple controls, no tutorials you had to read for 20 minutes. Pick a character, mash buttons, laugh when chaos happens. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. It looked and sounded just like the show. Bright cartoony visuals, voice acting straight from the TV series, music and sound effects burned into your brain. It didn't feel cheap. It felt authentic. The vibe. It was pure early 2000s chaos, laughing at dumb minigames and friends while SpongeBob screams in the background. Just, this game was absolutely perfect, and that's why it's coming in at number 5. Coming in at number 4, yes, this was fun. It was a PC-only game released in 2004, but it was Nicktoons Basketball, a 3-on-3 arcade-style basketball game featuring classic Nickelodeon characters. This wasn't an NBA simulation stuff. This was cartoon chaos with a scoreboard. Now, the roster was elite. SpongeBob, Patrick, Danny Phantom, Timmy Turner, Jimmy Neutron, Arnold, Tommy Pickles, Elijah Thornberry, Rocco, CatDog, and so many more. The fact you can run a team of Danny Phantom, SpongeBob, Jimmy Neutron was insane energy, and it's just pure chaos and fun. Superpowers instead of normal moves. It wasn't just dribbling and shooting. Characters had special abilities, power shots, unique animations, character-themed boos. It felt like NBA Jam, but Nickelodeon style. Fast-paced arcade gameplay, no deep rules, no foul dramas, just steal, dunk, and absolute chaos. Perfect for kids who didn't want realistic basketball, just absolutely fun. Or you know what? It's even perfect for adults that just want some basketball fun. The characters didn't feel generic. SpongeBob moved goofy, Danny Phantom had cool ghost energy, Jimmy looked like a nerd trying to ball, and as you see here, Penny from Jenny, the robot. But it matched the shows perfectly. You know, this was during early SpongeBob, Danny Phantom hype for Yaw Parents Prime, and Jimmy Neutron era. So playing this felt like controlling your childhood. Unfortunately, it was a PC-only game, but you know, it's okay because it was a great game and it was really fun, and that's why it came up at number 4. Coming in at number 3, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie video game. It hit absolutely different. This one felt like a real game, not just a cartoon tie-in. And, you know, it was released in 2004 on the PS2, GameCube, Xbox, and Game Boy Advance. Yeah, we can't leave out the Game Boy Advance because, you know, it had games. Hey, buddy. You know, based directly on the first SpongeBob and the goated SpongeBob SquarePants movie, you play through the actual movie story. Neptune's crown gets stolen, SpongeBob and Patrick go on a full-on hero journey, goofy idiots accidentally become legends. It didn't feel lazy. Most movie games back then were rushed. This one, nah. Real level designs, platforming challenges, combat, collectibles, actual progression. It felt like a legit 3D platformer, not just SpongeBob fan service. Now, this game was huge. It really was. SpongeBob and Patrick played totally different. SpongeBob, bubble attacks, karate spins, faster technical. Patrick, slower but stronger, throwing objects, smashing enemies, tank energy. Switching characters kept it fresh the whole way. You weren't just in random areas. You played through Bikini Bottom, Shell City, the Thug Tug, King Neptune's Castle, Dennis the Hitman's fight. Each level felt memorable. Dennis alone traumatized an entire generation. He was hard, he was creepy, he made you feel like, oh, this game is serious now. That fight lives rent-free in everyone's head, absolutely. The humor still hit. Movie quality jokes, characters' voice acting, dumb SpongeBob optimism versus real danger. It balanced comedy plus actual stakes perfectly. And, you know, because it proved a kid's cartoon game could actually be good, not just good for a SpongeBob game, but genuinely good, period, this game hits it at number 3. Now, this next one coming in at number 2, released in 2005 on PS2, GameCube, Xbox, and Game Boy Advance, a crossover action platformer, Nicktoons Unite Volcano Island. Brought multiple Nickelodeon shows into one story. A main setup, a massive robot named Meldor invades. Characters from different Nick universes get stuck together, and they end up traveling through places like Volcano Island. Basically, Nickelodeon Avengers before the Avengers. The core team, you played as SpongeBob, Danny Phantom, Jimmy Neutron, and Timmy Turner. Each one had a real role. SpongeBob equals balance fighter. Danny was mobility. Jimmy was gadgets, and Timmy magic chaos. You know, of course, because he has Cosmo and Wanda. Now, Volcano Island, while a lot of people remember this game, Volcano Island was darker, more intense, full of traps, lava, and enemies. A difficulty spike that caught people off guard. It felt like, oh, this game isn't just a joke crossover. That level alone made the game feel serious, and if you know, you know. Crossover dialogue was peak. Hearing SpongeBob talk to Danny Phantom, Jimmy explaining science to Timmy's magic, characters roasting each other, that was unheard of back then. And real combat and upgrades. There was great combo attacks, team-up moves, health upgrades, actual challenges. This wasn't button mashing the whole time. You had to think. And team attacks were hype. When you triggered team moves, screen-filled chaos, all characters jumping in, pure early 2000s power fantasy. It felt absolutely incredible as a kid. And there was a darker tone for Nick. You know, compared to most Nick games, enemies felt threatening, environments were intense, stakes felt real, especially on Volcano Island. Lava plus robots plus danger. Yeah. Why does this game still hit? Because it was ambitious, nostalgic, actual challenging, a crossover done right. It walks so later Nick crossovers games could absolutely run. And Saturday morning cartoons accidentally turned into an action game. If you want to know why this game was so great and so fun, it's because they actually combined a bunch of Nick characters, and it was fun. It was just absolute chaos, and it was great. It was a great energy and great fun, but that's why this game comes in at number 2. And number 1, Nicktoons Unite came out in 2005. Before multiverse movies were everywhere, before Smash Brothers style crossovers got normal, we had Nicktoons Unite. Villains from different Nickelodeon shows team up. Plankton, Vlad, Professor Clematis, Crocker. You know, they combine tech and magic into one giant robot threat. And so who saves the day? SpongeBob, Danny Phantom, Jimmy Neutron, Timmy Turner. This was literally Nickelodeon Avengers 1.0. Why was this game so special? It was the first time we saw these worlds collide. Hearing Jimmy roasting SpongeBob for being dumb, Danny acting too cool for everyone, and Timmy just being Timmy Turner. That crossover dialogue felt insane back then. You never saw characters from different shows interact before this. Now, each character did play different. SpongeBob was a balanced fighter, Danny was a range and mobility, Jimmy had gadgets, and then Timmy, of course, just like, you know, previously, had the magic from Cosmo and Wanda. You had to switch characters to solve puzzles and beat certain enemies. It wasn't just button mash and win. It was actually kind of hard. You know, for a kid's game, some parts were tough. Boss fights had phases. Platforming could punish you, and enemies swarmed you. That final battle felt serious as a kid. If you know, you know. The vibe was darker than expected. This wasn't bright and goofy like some SpongeBob games. It had robot invasions, destroyed environments, intense music, real stakes. It felt like something big was happening. The look was definitely early 2000s 3D style. Slightly gritty tone, big arena boss fights, co-op mode, which made it way better. Playing co-op with a sibling or friend was absolute peak childhood memory. And why it's remembered? Because it was the first real Nick crossover. Surprisingly ambitious, genuine fun, and full of early 2000s cartoon magic. It felt like your whole TV lineup came to life. And I know some people is probably going to be watching this video and being like, whoa, wait a minute. You don't have no modern SpongeBob games? Some of the new modern games are so good. And don't get me wrong, there are a few that came out on like PS4, PS5, and stuff like that aren't bad, but they just never hit like these games did to me. They just didn't. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching my very first video on this channel. I hope you guys enjoy what's to come. Mystery Gamer out, guys. Much love. Peace.